yo, what up? It's your man Jay White, first name, last name, Wealth Wednesdays after party with your boy Jay White. You see who to my left, probably your right, Gigi Maguire. What up, yo?
Hey.
You good?
I'm great.
You like my intro?
I love that.
Like, I'm trying to learn from, the vets in the game, you feel me?
Yeah, I like that. First
Listen,
name,
yo.
last name.
You
That's
feel
the thing.
me? Look, let's jump right into it.
Okay.
We don't got time to waste. The Last Dance. I'm going to call it Last Dance. I ain't going to call it The Last Dance.
No, it was The Last Dance.
Okay, talk to me about it. For people that's been under a rock that don't know,
okay,
let's start there.
Okay, starting with The Last Dance.
You feel me?
The Last Dance, a lot of people hear The Last Dance and they think MJ, right?
The Michael Jordan joint.
Yeah, but in 2011, I retired from Magic City.
Okay.
And because I was just not your average stripper.
Okay, talk that talk.
I needed to really give a farewell that made sense.
Okay.
So it was actually management's idea that I couldn't just walk away. I had to leave the fans, the friends, the family with a piece of me, to remember.
Before The Last Dance happened, how long had you been in the game?
In the game, 10 years, at Magic City 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So management came up with the idea.
I told them that it was my last night, and they were like, well, you can't just leave. Like, you gotta, let's have a party. We have to commemorate this.
Okay.
So it took 6 months to prepare.
Ooh.
I had choreography, I had props, I had celebrity drops, I had celebrities in attendance. I had choreo, and I had a choreographer. It was like a whole production.
Yeah.
And 28,028 minutes is what I made. And and I took that money and became an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I opened up a pole dance and fitness studio in Atlanta.
Okay. Was that always a segue? Was that always a vision? Like, yo, on this date, I'm done, and then I'm a woo.
No.
Okay, talk to me about that mindset.
My boyfriend at the time was over it.
Okay.
And was like, bitch, quit. I'm done.
I'm done. Come on, man. I'm out of here with that.
Yeah, for real. That's what happened. And I was like, are you sure?
Yeah.
And he was like, I got a platinum Amex that said you all right. It came in the mail the next day, actually.
Yeah.
So when I stepped into Magic that Monday to let them know that I quit, I already had that platinum Amex in my wallet.
Okay.
And at that time, it didn't have a limit.
All right.
But anyway, so here we are, 2023.
Yeah.
So this happened in 2011.
Well, wait. I don't want to fast forward too fast.
Okay.
I want to bring everybody on the journey.
Okay.
Because my show is about how celebrities use their celebrity into entrepreneurship.
Okay. So
now you got your pole dancing studio.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what was that like? Because you went from, basically, being on the stage and all of that. Now you're owning a studio. Mm-hmm. What's that transition, that mindset like? And then was it successful? Is it still successful?
So it was successful. I ended up closing, but because I moved to New York.
Okay.
But it was mind-blowing. I don't have any formal education beyond high school. I didn't even graduate.
Same.
And
talk to me.
The streets raised me, and I paid attention.
That's why you cool.
And then I also have intelligence. Like, I was never, a dummy, but
you got the common sense.
That part. So and not for nothing, I might not have like any type of formal educational degree, but I have definitely a doctorate in strength.
Yeah.
And most women, the things that we see here and experience, most women don't even have it in them to stomach.
Is it tough? Is it like
it can be?
Is
you
it
have
more
to do.
like a,
you have to deal with competition.
Yeah.
You have to deal with frenemies.
Yeah.
You have to deal with rejection.
Yeah.
You have to deal with knowing how to approach and speak to and hold the attention of men who have naked bodies all around them, left
Everywhere.
and right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are essentially hustling for the same dollar that your best homegirl is hustling for. So how do we remain friends when we know we chasing after the same dollar? It's a lot of that you got to deal with. And then you got to, as women, we have to deal with, men being sexual.
Yeah.
How much to take you home, what it's going to take to get you up out of here.
Yeah.
And then you have to deal with being in relationships. And if your significant other can stomach you being an entertainer.
Ooh.
It's a lot that comes with it.
I'm going to say one more thing, and I want to push the conversation forward. How is the mindset of, like, how do you cut that mindset of creating that fantasy while you're there for that individual that you going to pay you, and then cutting that off when you out of that area and stop creating fantasies for other people?
Yes. So there's a thin line, and sometimes it does get blurred.
Yeah.
100. But at the same time, I pull up to the parking lot in my car, I'm Cafe.
Okay.
When I jump out that car and I step into that building, I'm Gigi.
Yeah.
And you have to learn the difference and know the difference.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
we're actresses essentially.
Yeah.
You step into your role. You put on your costume.
Talk that talk.
You get your hair, your face done, your makeup. You slap on the glitter body oil or whatever you're going to do.
Yeah.
You put them, I like to call them crystal clears, on your feet.
Yeah.
And you turn into that person. You
Yeah.
turn into that persona. You turn into that alter ego. And then when the lights is up, you know what this is what I used to do.
Talk to me.
I used to get in my car and take my lashes off and stick them on the dashboard. It was over after that. Once I took them lashes off, I'm done. Now I'm back to Cafe.
Okay.
Gigi is asleep.
Okay.
And now I'm back to Cafe, and I'm about to go home and wash all of this off of me, and we're going to live to see another day.
As the business owner now of the pole dancing studio, are you getting people saying, "Oh, do you still strip? Do you still woo woo?" And are they taking you serious as a business owner at that time?
So because the business that I chose to transition into was so close to what I did, there was, again, a blurred line. But at the same time, I was respected as an entrepreneur because not only was I running this business and literally there every single day, hands-on, teaching classes and so forth, I was giving back in a way. Okay. And I taught more than I taught more regular women, we like to call them civilian hoes. Yeah. I taught more civilian hoes than I taught stripper hoes. Yeah. You know, the strippers felt like I'm doing all right without these pole tricks. I can, I'm a two-stepping stripping ass bitch and I'm gonna stay in my lane. Yeah, yeah. I had the women who were lawyers and teachers and bank tellers and nurses, and they wanted to not only do it as a form of fitness, but they wanted to pull that sexy alter ego out of them that they didn't know they had. I like that. Yeah. So I was respected in that way. Yeah. And also for getting it out the mud. Yeah. You know? Yeah. I wish I could have kept my studio. If things were differently and I had stayed in Atlanta, then it would probably still be. So you closed it because you left? Yeah. Okay. So there was some scandal, Scandal. There was some scandal. And the scandal ended up with the boyfriend finding out about all of my dirt that I was doing behind closed doors. Gotcha. There was some backstabbing and betrayal that happened, and this caused him to say, the only way our relationship can continue is if you move to New York. Okay. We can't do long distance anymore. All right. So, again, to New York. I made a decision. Wow. I moved here to New York. Okay. So we go from the Platinum Amex to the 5,000 square foot home. All right. And, I lived as a housewife. Yeah. I was on vacation. My life was a vacation and every day was a holiday. Peep game, though. You going, okay, I'm going to call the strip club excitement. You was working. Yeah. But I'm going to call it excitement. You go from that level of excitement to a housewife. Mm-hmm. Mentally, was you cool? Was you good? I was on vacation. Listen, I needed a break. I've been working since I was 13. Okay. I needed a break. Yeah, I was here for that break. Yeah. There was a lot of break. Yeah. Okay. for some years. All right. But Gigi, your hand won't itching like, yo, I got to have the hustler's mentality never leave. I still taught. Okay, cool. I still taught, and for the first 2 years after leaving Magic City, I still danced as a feature. Okay. So I would get booked by Stadium or Onyx in Philly or, this club here, that club there, G5 in Miami. Okay. And they would pay me to show up. And I would come and do my show. I would collect my coin. Yeah. And I would go on about my business. That's phenomenal because now a show comes out, P-Vally, right? And a dude like me, I'm glued to the joint. I'm like, I'm glad to hear that. That's what they doing back there. That's real quick side note. I'm so glad to hear that you watch and enjoy P-Vally because I'll ask men if they know about P-Vally, if they watch, and the first thing they say, I ain't watching that gay shit. Man, and I'm like, it's 30 strippers on there with ass and titties, and you don't want to watch the ass and titties because it's two gay people. Fast forward, a gay person and a half. Yeah, fast forward through what's about to happen. Yeah, and then you can continue with this story because it's an amazing storyline. It's a great story. The storyline is crazy. But tell a lot of people what they don't know or what they may not know about P-Vally. What you may not know about P-Vally is that my strip career inspired the storyline.
That's crazy.
For the main character and both main characters, actually.
I tried my best when we get to know each other not to talk about it for this moment right here, because I want this juice right here. That's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Did they approach you? Did they say, hey,
no,
tell me why?
No. So basically, I was living here in New York when p-vally was being created.
Okay.
The girls who I danced with on stage at Magic City, we were called the Snack Pack.
Okay.
And we were Magic City's featured pole group, stage crew. So we would go, they would literally shut down the rotation, and then we would go on stage at the same time every night, 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
And when they came to Magic City looking for dancers to be background for extras for p-vally, the two girls that were, we call my Kelly and Michelle, the other Snack Pack members, they actually got hired to be background dancers.
Because you the Beyonce.
I'm Beyonce strip. Okay? It's giving nobody does it better. Okay? It's giving you see my crown. Yeah. To this day. But so what my friends being, and there was also another girl who worked at Magic City with us as well, who they're all still currently, and thank God the strike is over because they get to go back to work for season 3.
To get back to
but they got hired and casted as a background and then upgraded to real actresses. Okay. And they have, speaking roles and everything. So I get the call from them like, oh, it's this show about strip and we got hired and da-da-da. I'm still living here in New York doing Lipservice. Okay. And then fast forward shout out to Lipservice. So fast forward to it comes out. Yeah. And I'm watching the show and I'm like, first episode, Last Dance.
Something looking real familiar right now.
They get on stage. It's the trilogy. They doing our signature pole tricks. I'm like, all them nights. She leaves wherever she was from in Texas and gets washed up in the storm. Yeah. I came to Atlanta the day of Hurricane Katrina. Wow. I came to Atlanta in Hurricane Katrina. Wow. I wasn't from New Orleans or running from Hurricane Katrina. But just as a coincidence, the day that I got to Atlanta was August 29, 2005. That's Google crazy. It, Hurricane Katrina.
That's crazy.
I was running from an abusive relationship. Okay. I came to Atlanta because a man that I was dealing with tried to take my life. Oh, wow. What was Autumn Nights doing? Running from that man that was trying to take her life, that was beating on her. Yep. She had a daughter. I had a daughter. Of course, my daughter's still alive. But she got hired when? Amateur night. Yep, I got hired at Magic City. Amateur night. Crazy. Now, moving on to Mercedes, she was the HBIC of the club. She was. Her whole storyline is that she wants to have this last dance. Yeah. She is the head of this group called the Trilogy. I was the head of a group called the Snack Pack. It was 3 of us.
That's crazy.
She took her Last Dance money and did what at the end of season 2? Opened up a pole studio. Yeah,
she did.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So now I always get asked, well, did they ask you for permission, or do you feel like they owe you something, or any of those questions?
I want to answer that one. Do you feel like they owe you something?
They don't owe me nothing.
What your feelings is like?
They don't owe me nothing.
Okay, all right.
They don't owe me nothing. You know why? Because for so many years, I started dancing at the age of 20. Okay. I'm 44 right now.
All right.
Even to this day, I have Magic City logo in my sleeve, and I wear it proudly. Okay. You see that? That's Fancy. See it. Yeah. For those of y'all that don't know, her name is Fancy. Okay. So I am 12 years removed from Magic City. I'm 10 years removed from anybody's stage. Okay. But I will forever be Gigi Maguire, the stripper from Magic City. Yeah. I will forever be known as that. I don't care if I move on to be a heart surgeon. I still was a stripper, and that's how people know me, and people will forever know. You cannot erase that. That's a permanent stain on my life, and I welcome it. Right? Okay, that's what I was But at the same time, for all of those years until p-vally, until strip became something that's not so taboo these days, until it became mainstream, I was frowned upon for how I got my money. I was called a whore for how I got my money. People looked at me as dirty, or they thought I was a prostitute. When I told them I was dancing, they in their mind, I'm sucking dick in the corner for $40. Yeah. Never have I. Yeah. Never will I. Yeah. But for so many years, strip has been talked down upon. Women who decide to use their beauty and their brains to make a buck have been looked down upon because we chose that path. Yeah. p-vally has finally put us in a light where people understand that we are everyday women. We are mothers. We are educated. We are homeowners. We are business owners. Yeah. Before we decide to take our money, to get our money by taking our clothes off, we wake up as a black woman, or a woman in general.
Yep.
So p-vally is showing a different light on what you say. This how it go down.
Yeah.
This is how it goes down.
Yeah.
They show a light on that you didn't see in Hustle and Flow.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They show a light on that normally when you see a dancer, she's drug addicted. She got a pimp. She don't take care of her kids. She don't respect herself. So she does not get respected in return. But the light is finally shown on the positive part of strip. It's just entertainment, baby. We grown adults. It's dinner and a movie.
Yeah.
You can go to Magic City to get some wings and see this ass clap.
Listen.
And you want to enjoy yourself. And you want to go back home to your wife. Point blank period.
The mentality of what you've learned from all those years, how are you using that or lateraling that over to your entrepreneurship world, your businesses, your books? We're going to get into that as well. But the mindset of it, how you ladering that over?
So the money has forever been the motivation. The reason why I started dancing was the money.
Okay.
Everybody has their story. Every woman that you meet in a strip club or that has danced and you ask them, how did you get started? It starts with a story. Yeah. My friend's story is I was working at Starbucks and I was broke. My story was I was homeless and I had a 2-year-old to feed and I need to figure it out. Yeah. You know, everybody has their own path of how they got there. But the bottom line is that the money was the motivation. No matter what you had plans on doing with that money, you needed that money.
For sure.
And you knew that at this point in your life, you was willing to do this to get the money.
Yeah.
And when I started Pole Fanatics, right now I'm on OnlyFans. I have goals of opening a restaurant. I have this Last Dance that I'm re-releasing. I have a book in the works. The money is the motivation still. Yeah. So, again, I have no formal training. I've never been to business school. I've never sat in on any type of classes. But what I learned in strip throughout my years in strip is that you have to do it in order for it to get done.
Yep. Yep.
And if you don't do it, somebody else will.
I think our mentality is very similar, right? Obviously, I ain't been no stripper. I ain't been no male stripper. I think I could do it. I think I could do it real easy. No,
come on, Magic Mike.
It's too easy for me. I just stand up there, hit him with a look. But anyway, so what? With the shoulders, right? But the mentality is there. I just got to get it done. So I barely graduated from high school. I went to college for maybe about a couple weeks. That ain't my thing. But I just kept going up there, not going to class.
You know what?
But my mentality is, I just got to get it done. When it's time to eat, what I'm going to do, right? And either I can do something illegal or I can do something for the fast money or I can do something that's going to be, sustainable every day. Boom, 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 boom. Because I have to figure it out. Now, when we transition to entrepreneurship, getting businesses and all that, that takes time. But that takes a mentality where I'm going to build mental calluses where when I get told no, when I get a rejection, I can still push through it. And most people outside of us that got the formal education, they can't seem to get past those walls. So speak to me a little bit about how hard entrepreneurship really is versus the glitz and glamour that people think it is.
Oh, man, everything that glitter ain't gold.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to put it. We make it look easy.
Yeah.
We make it look good. And especially in the day of social media. Social media is your highlight reel.
That's it.
How many of us are really posting them days where we feeling down about ourselves?
Of course.
How many of us are really posting them days that we didn't do our best? I'll tell you this, taking it back to the strip club. Everybody thinks strippers make money every day. False.
That's crazy.
There has been times.
I'm today years old and didn't know that.
There has been times where I walked in the strip club and left the strip club with less money than I did when I walked in the strip club. Oh, wow. And I'm going to lay that out for you. First of all, you paying for a babysitter if you're a parent. You paying to get your hair done. You paying to park when you pull up. You paying to walk in the door when you get there. We pay an entry fee. A club will call it a bar fee or a house fee. Stage rental is what it is technically, but just it's like a booth rental fee if you're a barber or a beauty person. You get your makeup done, you get your hair done, you buy yourself something to eat, you might buy yourself your first drink, you might buy a new outfit, maybe some new shoes.
Yeah.
By the time you buy yourself a hookah now these days, right? Yeah. So by the time you spent all of this money, if you don't have you got to make that back before you can make a profit. Yeah. What if you only make that back? What if you don't make that back? That happens. But how many girls is really getting online talking about those nights? Not many. You gonna get the girls that's swimming in the pool of money because Drake then came in there and threw 50 bands. But you're not gonna see the night that they came in there and left with $50. And that happens. That happens more than we think. So again, you see that highlight reel and you think that everything is just this lit. No, it get dark sometimes.
That's crazy.
It get dark sometimes.
Now, that's crazy because when people transition from corporate to entrepreneurship, they don't realize every 2 weeks that money ain't coming. If you ain't working, you ain't eating. If you ain't working, you ain't eating.
You gotta beat your feet to eat. That's a strip club saying. If you don't beat your feet, you ain't eating. And what I mean by that is you gotta walk up to every single person in that club. You don't know what he look like. You don't know what's in his pocket. You don't know what he's swiping. But you know this. If you don't talk to him, you ain't never gonna know. If you don't approach that man, whether he look like he want to be approached, whether he look like he got the eye for you or not, you gotta take that chance. You gotta gamble. You gotta roll the dice because guess what? A closed mouth ain't never gonna get fed.
Are you a gambler with your businesses that you open up? Because that's a gambler's mentality, which I got. Like, I'm gonna shoot my shot. I'm gonna shoot it. You know what I mean? So are you like that with business opportunities?
I have been known to not turn down too many checks. Let's just say that.
All right.
Yeah. If it makes sense.
No, if it makes sense.
Now, if it don't make sense, then of course I'm not going to involve myself. But if I see a win, and it might not be an immediate win. But if I see a win long term down the future, if I see a win, if it's a no-brainer, then I'm definitely going to shoot my shot.
So, Peep Game, you got a book about to come out?
Yes.
Talk to me about it.
And
what's the inspiration behind it?
Yes, my life.
Of course.
So I have so many stories. I quote myself as being a superhero. And my superhero quote is, I have done the impossible. I have seen and done things that people could never believe or only in their dreams. And I am always willing to help a friend or anyone in need. And that's what makes me a superhero. I will give you the shirt off. It's been done. People have seen it. I will give you the shirt off my back and figure it out on my own.
Good.
I've done this. Literally, I've done this. I was manager at a strip club and the girl couldn't find her clothes and I literally took my shirt off and was like, here, girl, go home.
And go home.
Go home. You'll be all right.
Wow.
So with that being said, me personally.
We got a title? You got a title already?
Yes. Insatiable.
Okay.
So I have been through so much. And when you hear my stories, or somebody tells you, oh, I know this girl who went through this, or I know this girl who went through that, or I heard about this happened to this girl, and you don't see me, and you don't meet me, and you don't see this, you would think, damn, this girl probably fucked up. This girl probably is beat down, battered, broken, bruised. But then you see me, and you like, how? How did that create this? So that's the premise of my book. It's on the mental health standpoint of, I've seen and done so many things. I've experienced death. I've been homeless. I've been broke. I've been beaten, literally. My life has been in danger multiple times by the hands of men and just different situations that I've allowed myself to be in. I was a drug mule at 19. I almost died with heroin in my stomach. Like, it's so many things that I've overcome and so many obstacles that I've overcome. So I'm telling this story, right? With a little razzle dazzle of the celebrity influence because that's my life. Now here we are. It's a secret society. All we ask is trust. So it's not going to be on no superhead shit. But I'm telling my truth. And if this person just so happened to be a part of that story, I might not say his name, but you might be able to figure out who I'm talking about. But I'm only telling my truth. Right? Flip that into the mental health aspect of you never know who you can help. You never know who you can inspire. You never know who might be going through something similar to what you've experienced and they're at a crossroad and trying to figure out where to go. If you can help that person get on the right path, then you're a winner.
Are you starting to be an advocate for battered women, and are you looking to
I feel
speak
like that's
at
coming.
Certain, I mean,
I feel
listening
like that's
to your
coming.
story, I think that should be what's next.
I feel like that's coming. I've been in multiple I'm not gonna say multiple abusive relationships because it wasn't. I don't want the people to get the wrong context of what I experienced. But I've had hands put on me by multiple men. Let's just say that. And in different sequences, in different ways, in different situations. But my life was in danger twice.
Oh wow.
And I just literally just made a post today, an interview that I did, and someone was in the comments and he asked me because I mentioned that I started dancing because this man tried to take my life. And I mentioned in the comments, he's like, something about, do I blame what happened to me with that man on what happened to me after being with that man. And no, I don't. We are in control of our circumstances because there are consequences to every decision that we make.
I agree.
So I would never say, I blame this man for that. I blame this person for that. I blame my parents for this. I blame my daddy for that. No, I'm going to blame me.
Yeah.
Because I am in control. Yeah. Even as a child, you are in control of your decisions. You are in control of what you put your mind to. So I've always been in control, and I'm going to continue to be in control. And I think that in this moment, I think that is what has gotten me so far.
Yeah, for sure.
That is what kept me pushing. That and my child. Her father died 5 days after her second birthday. So it's always just been me and her. She's my only child, and she has been the motivation for me to make the money the motivation because I was all she had.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Gigi, that's next. Being the advocate for battered women, speaking on those stages, telling your story, because just like you said, you never know who you can inspire, and just if it's just one person you did your job.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, women see that, and it's so terrible, but it happens that women see that as a form of love, and I saw it as a form of love. In the beginning. It was, oh, he's jealous because this guy tried to talk to me, or he's jealous because I got my hair done and I'm cute today, or so he slapped me around a couple times. He messed my hair up. It starts there. And then he pushes the air conditioning unit through the window and wakes you up with a knife to your throat.
Ooh. Okay. That's
my daughter saved my life that night.
Oh, wow.
We got to fighting. He cut the phone cord. He pushed the refrigerator down. It was a whole lot happening. In the commotion, my daughter woke up and walked into the room, and he saw her, and he crawled his ass right out that same window that he crawled into.
Oh, wow.
And I left that apartment in that moment
Yeah.
with my clothes on my back, my 2-year-old, 3-year-old child in a diaper bag, and I never looked back.
Wow.
I became homeless at that point.
Yeah.
But I was here, and so was my child.
It's that right there that can help somebody else hear the strength in you, and then give them the strength to leave whatever situation. So I think that's next for you. But you got a restaurant you about to do too.
Well, let's speak that into fruition.
You about a restaurant you about to do too.
The restaurant is my ultimate goal. You know how people like, will you see yourself in 5 years? Will you see yourself in...
Gigi, you not scared to do a restaurant?
No.
You know what they say about restaurants,
I know,
right?
especially in Atlanta.
All right.
I know.
As long as you ain't scared to do a restaurant.
Scared.
Okay, cool.
I'm not scared.
All right.
I ain't scared of nothing, honestly. I'm
know
not
you
scared of
bossed up.
anything. I don't get nervous. I'm from Philly. I'm a joint.
You hear me?
I'm an uptown joint. I don't give a fuck how long I've been in Atlanta. I'm an uptown joint for life.
Yeah.
I don't even like Philly, but I love that place. I'm from there.
Your restaurant is gonna be inspired by what, and what will the cuisine be?
My mother.
Okay.
May she rest in peace.
R.I.P.
I lost my mother 6 years ago, and literally a year ago, August 28th was her birthday. I lost my father. My father died on my mother's birthday.
Wow.
I just dealt with the anxiety and the grief, depression that I experienced on that 1 year anniversary. I just went through that. I'm just getting out of that, literally.
Yeah.
My mother was Big Mama Madea. She was just everybody's everything.
Yeah.
She was definitely the matriarch. She cared in a way that most people don't. And I got a lot of that from her. She also was very health driven. She was like a herbalist. So growing up, we ate dried fruit, trail mix, chocolate covered yogurt covered raisins, and I didn't have fast food as a child. Every meal was cooked at home. I can remember going to TGI Fridays for a graduation once. Like that's the only restaurant memory I have as a child. And my mother always had a hot plate. Her door was always open, and there was always something to eat and somewhere to sleep.
That sounded like she knew what she was doing.
She did.
Woo.
So the cuisine, people like soul food, comfort food.
Yeah.
It's love food.
Okay, love
because
food. Okay.
love is the main ingredient.
Right.
Food is a transfer of energy.
Yeah.
And this is why I don't eat. I got roasted when I went on the Breakfast Club and said that the whole Applebee's thing. Like a guy took me to Applebee's on the first date, and I was not pleased. And it was not the monetary value. I want to be clear about that. Okay. It was not the monetary value of the food or the date.
Yeah.
It was.
That thing's still going crazy.
It was. Well, yeah. But it revisits. It comes back. But it was, for me, I worked at TGI Fridays. I worked at Houlihan's. I worked in the neighborhood pizza shops, and I see what goes on behind that wall.
So the food,
they don't wash their hands. They drop your shit and put it on a plate.
Right.
They sneeze over it, cough over it, talk over it,
that
spit over it.
Now.
It's processed food that come vacuum sealed and frozen that they drop in some hot water to bring it back to life. I don't want to eat that.
Yeah.
Then you have the people that are working there and serving the food that's making next to nothing, so they're pissed off at their job. They pissed off at you because you the fifth person that done ordered the same damn plate that they sick of asking for in the back.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't like their coworkers. They don't like their job. They don't like their boss. And guess where all of that energy is being transferred to? Your plate.
Your nasty plate.
And your plate. And then you're eating that.
Yeah.
And now you're consuming that energy.
Yeah.
This is my reasoning for not eating that a lot of places. Besides the processed food part. I don't eat fast food. I haven't had fast food in 15, 20 years.
Okay.
But besides the fact that it's just not real food.
Yeah.
You know, even when you go to a Chili's or whatever, look up the ingredients of a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich.
So Gigi, what restaurant can I go to then?
So here we go, right? So here we go. And thanks for stopping me because I would have kept going. So here we go. In this instance, he could have took me to ShopRite and I could have made us a steak dinner. Out of love.
Got you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
He could have took me to a mom and pop spot that's not even a chain restaurant, somewhere local that got good food that you know that these people behind this wall is pouring love into this food.
Yeah.
I would have liked that.
You'd have been straight there.
I would have liked that.
Okay,
I
I
would
get
have
it
liked
now.
that.
I'm glad you cleared that up.
Yeah.
Because I mean, for me, it wasn't no big deal. I mean, whatever. But
now, will I eat cheesecake? Yes.
yeah. Okay.
If I'm at the mall and I'm hungry and I don't feel like, and it's traffic at 6 o'clock and there's about to be traffic and a cheesecake right there, Grand Lux inside Phipps, yes, I'm going to eat there. I'm going to eat there.
Okay.
Do I want a man to take me there on a date? No.
Yeah.
Will I eat there with my man? Yes, there's a difference.
Big difference.
I want to be wooed. I want to be, I want to be courted.
Okay.
And guess what? I'm not taking myself there if I want to treat myself. If I want to treat myself, I'm taking myself to Chops.
Okay.
Lobster Bar. I'm taking myself to Capitol Grill. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking myself somewhere nice. So if a man is going to do that for me, I would expect nothing but what I would give myself.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with what you're saying. Yeah, I don't see the difference.
But will I eat it? Yes.
Of course.
If I have to, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want your restaurant to start to be, obviously you're gonna put it out there, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna build it, you're gonna make it a thing, and I don't want your
So
restaurant
I want
to
it to be a vibe. Yes, I want it to be a vibe. I want it to be a vibe. I want the atmosphere to feel like you at home. I want you to be comfortable. I don't want it to be stuffy. I don't want a grass wall with a neon sign. I want it to be a vibe. I want you to walk in there and feel welcome.
Yeah.
I don't want you to walk in there and feel like it's a photo opportunity. I don't want you to walk in there and feel like, oh, what celebrity I'm gonna see.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the food, I'm gonna be serving the food that I grew up eating.
Good.
Fresh vegetables.
Good.
Not frozen out of a can.
Good.
Everything fresh, made by scratch. We baking bread.
That's what's
okay.
up. Yeah.
We making biscuits. We making not my mama biscuits, and I'm not talking about no goddamn Bisquick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We measuring the flour with the sifter, and we doing all of that.
Yeah.
It's from the heart.
Listen, 2024 or 2025?
ASAP.
Listen, and let me invest.
Let's do it.
People don't know I'm holding. Like what I do these days, I like to invest in people.
Let me tell you, that's really what I'm waiting on.
I don't know.
I honestly, I ain't rich. I don't got the money.
I don't know.
I know I look like this, but I don't got no money to open no restaurant right now. Because if I did, I would.
Yeah,
it would already be a thing. But this is a real dream, a goal that before my mother got sick, because she died of cancer. Before my mother got sick, it was something. I have 3 nieces. 3. Well, 2 nieces and a cousin, but I refer to her as a niece just because of the family dynamic.
Okay.
So I have 3 nieces that are culinary professionals.
Oh, wow.
I have 3 nieces, and 2 of them live in Atlanta.
Wow. That's fire.
The third did live there for a while, but it didn't work out for her. She moved back to Philly.
Okay.
But I have 3 nieces who are culinary trained that I spoke to for years about, we going to do a restaurant. We wanted to do a food truck at first. It started with a food truck. But now I'm like, fuck a food truck. Let's just do a restaurant.
A whole joint.
The menu would be stuff that stuff I grew up eating, fresh foods, good foods. Some things that, people might be used to eating. Some things that I might be introducing people to for the first time. I have a very eclectic palate.
Okay.
I just had caviar last night.
Okay. Excuse me.
They was looking at me like I was crazy, and they was like, it tastes a little fishy, and I'm like, it's fish. But it's good.
Yo, you got a lot popping, yo. Last Dance.
Yes.
Your book.
Yes.
The restaurant.
Yes.
Lipservice, of course.
Lipservice. And I'm also doing my own podcast as
What's
well.
the name of it?
Show Me the Money.
Okay.
Yes,
All
because
right.
I am Miss Show Me the Money. So that's it. That's what I do
I
right
didn't
here.
know
Miss
that.
Show Me the
Hey,
Money.
this all that means. You feel me?
Yeah,
This
Miss
all
Show Me
that
the Money.
means.
So Show Me the Money
Yeah.
podcast. So I actually started putting it in motion.
Okay.
But I paused because I hosted. So Magic City has a docu-series that is being pitched right now to all of the major networks. I'm actually on the pitch team for it, so I'm sitting in on these meetings.
Okay.
And so there's some interest I can't really talk about, but there's some interest from some majors, and it's gonna be coming in 24 for sure.
That's love.
So not only did I interview for the documentary, I host and narrate all 3
Oh,
episodes.
that's crazy.
And so once
Man, Gigi,
that
that's
call
what's up.
came
That's
in
what's
that
up.
it was going that far,
Yeah.
I kind of put a pause on my podcast.
Yeah.
Because I just kind of wanted to level things out with releases, if you know what I'm saying,
Yeah, I do.
for that authentic viewership
Nah,
that
for
is going to
sure.
come. Yeah, but it's looking like I'm not really sure what the date is going to be
Yeah.
because we don't have a network yet.
Yeah.
But it's looking like I'm going to rev up that engine and go ahead and push start on the podcast because I'm tired of waiting.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
We
like,
know the motto.
I
Just
want
do it. Just get it
do
done.
it, right? I did just say
I don't
that,
think
right?
a lot of people know how cool you are.
They don't.
Like you hella cool.
And guess what?
You cool.
My podcast, Lip Service shows.
Yeah.
Lip Service does give me a chance to express myself sexually, liberally,
Yeah.
and as a woman. But I am a co-host on a show that's guest-based.
Mm-hmm.
So although I get to share, I don't get to really open up the
Yeah.
way that people would appreciate me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And I feel like doing my own show would allow people to understand my personality. I'm 44 years old.
Okay.
I'm an 80s baby. I don't come from the social media
Because we was
world.
listening to R&B.
Yes, we
in
was,
the back
in the
a few
back.
minutes ago.
I don't
80s
come
baby.
from that world of putting everything out there for people to see. I
sure.
have a life that people, if they really saw if I posted everything I did, people would think I was obnoxious.
Yeah.
People would think that I was just flexing or like, oh, she always with us, that she
Of
always
course,
backstage,
yeah,
she
yeah.
always in the Mavis, she always in the Rosewood, and it's just like,
This
this
your
is my life.
This your life.
This is my life.
Yep.
So, and again, with my personality, I'm funny.
Yeah.
I
No,
be
you
talking
cool.
my shit.
No, listen. You had everybody rolling back there.
I be
You hear
talking
me?
my shit. I keep it 100. I'm very genuine, and you can feel that, right?
for
You
sure.
can feel
I
the
agree.
genuineness in my aura.
Yeah,
And I feel like doing my own show will give the people what they're missing
I'm excited for
when
it.
it comes to that part of me.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
I
so
appreciate you coming on my
Coming
show.
soon. I'm going to have you on mine.
Come on, man. You know I'm
First of
gonna
all,
do
we
my
about to be
thing.
business partners anyway.
You
so.
know I'm gonna do my thing, and I want to be part of that restaurant. You got anything, last words you want to say, especially to not only your fans but to women in general?
To
'Cause
the
I think
women.
I think that's a thing for you.
So I like to
tell you.
call these my Gigi gems,
All right, all right.
So a Gigi gem to the women, and I'm gonna look straight in the camera when I say this.
Okay.
Trust yourself. You are enough. Don't put your trust in what he say, what she say, what they think. Know that what you doing is what you want to do, and do it. People are so, especially with the social media and the internet life that we live, people are so stuck on what other people are going to think. Live your life for you. Live your life for you and live in your truth. Because there's so many people putting on a facade. It's so much smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
And I live in Atlanta.
Yes. So you know-
ATLANNA. I live in Atlanta.
You know about the smoke
Atlanta.
and mirrors.
I know about
Yeah,
smoke and
they out
mirrors.
there.
I see firsthand smoke and mirrors on a regular basis, which is why I don't leave my house unless it's work related.
Yeah.
I be on my couch with my dogs, naked in the road.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
That's where you can find me. If you're looking for me, I'm on the couch with the dogs.
Yo,
Bonnet and some slippers.
Gigi, I appreciate you.
Yes.
You cool. If y'all didn't know she was cool, I keep saying it because she cool. Catch this episode and more every Wednesday. That's ERR. Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't fool this episode, you don't fool me. I'll holler.
Cheer. Thank you.